Hey, 8th grade. So, what we're looking at here, this is the Algebra 1 Summer Readiness packet that I totally stole from some other school um, online. And this is honestly probably the best thing for us to do for the next few weeks. So, even after May 1st, this is an excellent resource for you to make sure that you're getting off on the right foot in Algebra 1. And I taught Algebra 1 in high school for a long time. And looking at this is excellent stuff for you to know before you get in there. Now, I just scrolled through the entire packet, and you will notice that the entire packet is not assigned to you today. Because first off, that would make it incredibly difficult to grade, and secondly, it would be completely overwhelming. I am going to make this whole packet as a resource in the classroom page, but I will only specifically assign certain pages this week. So looking at this, multiplying whole numbers, operations with sign numbers. And so that means integers, integer operations. Can you add, subtract, multiply, and divide positive and negative numbers? GCF and least common multiple, those are important skills, especially with what my Algebra 1 kids just got done doing, which is factoring trinomials, and that is a very big deal in Algebra 1. Divisibility, again, that goes back to GCF, and it also goes to operations with sign numbers. All of those are interconnected. This perfect square list. And so at the beginning of the year, we did some flashcards with these right here. I will tell you, there is an error. This should say 289, and so let me see if I can actually, there we go. Let's see if I can make that the appropriate size. There we go. And that may fix this. Because obviously 89 is not 17 squared. And so that should be 289, and so there was a typo there. There we go. I think that's the right size. So if you have a printer, that would be incredibly cool if you could print these out and then you cut on the dotted lines and you fold on the solid lines. And so that becomes a flashcard game. Or you can cut on each of the lines and have to be the first person to say what the perfect square root of each one of these is. Now, we've also got cubes, perfect cubes, and that is also going to be incredibly helpful for you to have those memorized before you get into Algebra 1 as well. So we did most of these. We did up to 15, and then I think we did number 20, but we did not do 16, 17, 18, or 19. So this is a very, very helpful, it's still not the right size. Sorry, guys. Going a little bit nuts here. This is a very helpful set of cards here. And you could, of course, make this on your own, just some index cards. If you don't have a printer, that's fine. So there's that. So I will have this all as a resource. So back to the checklist. Okay. Perfect squares, converting decimals to fractions and percents, operations with fractions. We did a lot of rational number stuff this year, and so I know that you can do this already. This is just keeping it at the forefront of your brain so that you're on your best possible foot next year. Now, honestly, all of these things, except for scientific notation, are 6th and 7th grade standards. 1 and 2 step equations, that's a 7th grade, 6th grade standard. Evaluating expressions, Combining like term. Well, okay. Evaluating expressions was a 6th grade standard, but combining like terms and the distributive property, those were 7th grade. Ratios, pretty sure that's 6th grade. Order of operations, I know that was 6th grade. Proportions, that's 7th grade. Using the percent of a number, that's 7th grade. Translating words to math, that we did it in 7th grade. I don't know if it was a 7th or 6th grade standard. Using absolute value to compare numbers. I know that you did a lot of absolute value in 6th grade. Estimating, identifying coordinates on a coordinate plane. You guys came to me knowing this. This was a 6th grade standard. Slope was a 7th and 8th grade standard, and then scientific notation was 8th grade. And so I don't remember which state I stole this from, but maybe they're not as advanced as we are. So all of these things we ought to be able to do. And so there is a little bit of notes on some of these. So here's some divisibility rules. This is really cool. If it's an even number, obviously it's divisible by 2. If you add up all the digits in a number, like 4, 6, and 2, 4 and 6 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 12 is divisible by 3, so 462 is divisible by 3. So here are some cheat rules to know if something is divisible by any of these numbers. And so here you need to determine which numbers they are divisible by, and then you just circle it. And if you're using Kami, some people had problems turning in from Kami, and here's the deal. I think that you're trying to turn it in from here rather than making sure that it's saved to your Google Drive and then turning it in from your drive. But anyway, so you just take that and you say, yeah, it's divisible by 1. Quick hint. Everything is divisible by 1. Okay. So I'm going to erase that. How do I do that? Let's just do that. Okay. And the GCF and LCM. Yep, this is where we're going to stop. We're going to do these 2 pages today. So the division rules and adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing integers. And then tomorrow we'll get another quick snippet about what I want you to do with the GCF and the LCM and comparing this. And then Wednesday we'll do the fraction stuff. And then Thursday we'll probably do this fraction stuff because I don't want to give you a million problems in one day. So there we go. And then after May 1st, it's going to be kind of reviewing more of these things. And I do encourage you to take advantage of that. I am still here to talk to. I'm still here to make sure that you have an understanding of all of this because honestly, guys, you need to do well in high school algebra. Like I said, I had taught Algebra 1 for a long, long time, and there were always students that ended up taking algebra 2 or 3 years in a row, and you had to take geometry at the same time. And then if you failed that as well, instead of getting behind, you took 3 math classes. Guys, I did. I had kids with 2 and 3 math classes several years in a row, and it was miserable. So I really, really, really encourage you to make sure that you have these fundamental skills, and then you work as hard as you can in Algebra 1 so that you don't have to take 2 and 3 math classes at a time. If you're a math nerd and you love all that math, then okay, good for you. You still don't want to take 2 and 3 math classes at the same time because that means that you don't get to take the other super awesome fun stuff. Also, if you love the math, then most likely you're going to pass it and won't be taking 2 or 3 math classes at the same time. Okay, so here we are. This is posted in Classroom, obviously, because that's where you are. It is 3:04 in the morning. I'm going to stop rambling, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.